Okay then, this is Disruptor on the PlayStation 1. As you can see from the start, it's an FPS, and it's quite an old one actually for the console. I think it came out just after Doom, and it's really one of the first, I suppose, truly 3D games for the console. I don't know if it came out before Quake, but as you can see, the graphic effect is really quite nice. Why would someone have those in a installation? Anyway, yeah, it's quite an unusual game, and I heard about it from an interview that I read a few weeks ago, and the developers were saying that because it was such a really an innovative thing at the time to have a truly 3D game, that they didn't have a level editor, so they had to draw out all the maps on graph paper and enter all the graphics in, or the geometry in manually, which I just can't imagine doing. It must have been so time consuming, but the results are really nice, and you can certainly see that it really is taking advantage of the PlayStation's hardware very well, because it's got all the, well, I suppose all the glitches you get with a PlayStation, but it's using polygons and coloured lighting and all this, and it really does look good. I know that games like Doom and Wolfenstein and even Duke Nukem 3D didn't... They were 3D, but they weren't. They used to use a technique called raycasting, which... oh dear. Am I going to be able to explain this and not die? I'll give it a try. Raycasting was a little bit different than polygon 3D, because the way it worked was it was entirely done on the CPU. So if you imagine... go away. Go away. Yeah, as I was saying, if you imagine you've got a camera and you've got a screen, and what it does is it takes all the pixels horizontally and it projects a line, like a ray of light, into the screen, into the geometry, which is really just 2D. And, oh, go away, I'm trying to talk nerdy. Thank you. Yeah, as I was saying. Oh, this is confusing. Go away. Feck off. Go away. Let me get rid of these. What are these? Why would someone put these here? Go away. It's better. Yeah. Oh, what? Why? Ah, it's better. Mission complete. Better put my cake down. Right, take a swig of coffee. Right, so just to finish off with the Doom, Wolfenstein, Duke Nukem, blah 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 raycasting technique, what you do is you take your screen and you pretend it's a set of vertical columns, so 320 pixels wide, and what you do is you really just pretend it's a screen, and that you've got your, well, you as the player, as a camera or an eye behind that screen, and all you do is for each column, so you start on the left and you project a line from the camera through the column or through the pixel and into the screen, and whenever it hits something in the geometry you record the distance, and then you draw a vertical column and you just scale it depending on the distance. So the shorter it is, the bigger it is, and that's all it is really. Go away. It also explains why in games like Doom you can't have rooms above rooms, because it's just the way that the algorithm works. But anyway, enough waffle. But this game is... how do I get it there? Well, it's hard, but it's 3D, which is great, and it really takes advantage of the hardware. Oh, shall I jump it? Yeah. Hey, that worked. I do like these monsters because, well, the game doesn't feel like Quake, it doesn't even feel like Doom, it kind of feels like, it's hard to put it, but there were a whole bunch of games in the 90s that graphically were very similar to Doom, but used different engines like Rise of the Triad and a few others, and it feels a little bit like those. I think one of the major criticisms of Quake when it first came out was that it was really slow, and there weren't very many enemies, but with this it seems to have a nice balance, so while your own enemies are sprites, and not just like Doom and Wolfenstein, and your scenery is all 3D, which is very nice, and it's smooth as well. Go away. Feck off. Right. The music's a little bit like Wolfenstein. Not the original, but the one on the
Mission.
PC in, was it 2001? Return to Castle Wolfenstein? Right, so on this mission, I've got some, what they call hostage droids, so I can't shoot them. Oh, good. Ah, go away. It looks a bit like, it's almost like a Terminator meets Cylons. Yes! What's down there? Oh, it's just ammo. How do I get... Oh, right, it's a lift. Okay. I'm happy with that. I gather I'm meant to be getting underneath this. It looks a bit like a ship or something like that, or an aircraft carrier. No, that's where I started. I can see the back of something's head. Can I? Oh. Oh, right. I see. Not a lot's happening. Oh, hang on. Oh. I think that was one of the hostage droids that you're not supposed to shoot. But he definitely is worthy of a bit of lead. Oh. Ah. Get the health. Can I shoot? Does that work? I think that's meant to be used on organics. No, it still works. Don't shoot the hostage droid. I am really enjoying this. I've never played it before. It was a game that I was aware of back in the day, but I had a Saturn and access to a PC, so I didn't really get a chance to play this. I don't think it came out on either of those formats, but I remember this, and Tenka, which AD covered a few weeks ago, and I saw that and I thought, I remember Disruptor, and I remember reading the interview shortly after seeing that, and I thought, this looks really good. That, you know, I should have jumped then. The way that they, program the game, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a try.
Continue point reached.
Oh, I might need that. Ah. It seems very odd that the first level was incredibly intensive, and then the action's dropped off a bit. It's a bit more, well, slower paced. Oh, I should have conserved my ammo. At least I got some more health. So even then they were experimenting with platformer sections, it seems. Yeah. Oh. Take that. Go away. Oops. Oh!
Don't waste the hostage droids, or you've missed the point of the mission.
Yeah, I know that. Right. Oh! Give this one last go, and then I think I'll call it quits. There's another game on the PlayStation and the Saturn called Exhumed, which is graphically similar. I've probably mentioned it before in the Duke Nukem and the Quake videos on the Saturn, that what they did was to develop their own 3D engine for the game that really took advantage of the way that the Saturn and later the PS1 renders the geometry for the level. And it's a really good game. It doesn't really get mentioned very much now. It seems to be a bit of a forgotten classic, but I remember spending hours and hours on that game, because it's even got a spin to it, a little bit like Metroid or Castlevania, where you go back to levels and you get you get more abilities. I can't shoot these. Oh. Oh crap. Right, I think I'll leave it there. It's a pretty good game. It gets a bit hard in a different way. I suppose at the beginning it's difficult because you're having all enemies thrown at you, and with this one you've got these hostage robots that you can't shoot, or otherwise they go for you. So there you go. So I think if you fancy playing some PS1 style FPSs, certainly give Tenka a try, and certainly this game, Disruptor, I'd give it a try too. Thanks for hearing me waffle. It's been a bit more of a, I suppose, an in-depth technical waffle, for want of a better word, with the raycasting and all the maths and whatnot and how it works. So hopefully it'll give you a bit more of an insight into why this game was quite a technical accomplishment, and really just the first of many properly 3D FPSs on consoles. Thanks for watching.